Hi everyone, I'm Christina Cabo and I'm going to interview Miss Cherry May Isma. Hi Cherry, how are you?
Hi Christina, I'm good thanks. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Yep. I'm going to ask you a few questions about teenage issues. My first question is about peer pressure. Yep. For you, what is peer pressure?
For me, peer pressure is something to do on the influence of friends to an individual. Peers meaning friends or the groups of people within an age group.
Yep. Have you been peer pressured?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
In what way?
Like for the moment, I'm in year 12. When I started like last year, I came from the other country. Coming in here, new environment, like we have culture shock. You're learning, you're starting to gain new friends. And with that, like you're trying to fit in yourself to a new environment. Upon being in one group, like you're trying to know which group you want to go. Like I mean, you're being pressured in a way. Like if you came into this kind of group, there's certain groups that will have their status quo. Like this one is very studious, this one is very lax or relaxed or something like that. So being pressured, like for example, I joined a group like on a club or something like that, and then these people are very, very studious, so they're trying to push you to study very hard, which is a good thing. Yeah. And then I also have another set of friends which are very relaxed. We tend to go shopping every now and then, being pressured on which to gain first study or having a good time.
So you reckon peer pressure has a positive and a negative side?
Yep, I do think so.
Can you say it again, the negative side of peer pressure?
Like I mentioned before, the negative side of it is when you're in a set of group and then these people are trying to influence you on alcohols, drugs, or something bad that is not you don't like, or I think there's the negative side of that one is that for example, when you're in a certain group and they influence you on alcohol, drugs, and all of those bad things, which you can't even say no sometimes. Yeah.
How about the positive side?
Positive side of peer pressure is that I think you learn to defend yourself sometimes. Like you learn to say no, and then you tend to like I think gain your own opinion and say what you want to say.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good example that you can always say no, and you need to learn how to say no. And you're responsible for yourself. That you are responsible for yourself. That if whatever happens to you, you're responsible. So for the young teenagers today, there's a positive and negative side of peer pressure. Yeah. You mentioned about alcohol a while ago. So why do you think teenagers today drink alcoholic beverages and taking illegal drugs?
I think it's something to do with peer pressure. Like when you have certain friends that they're at a young age, they're open about drinking already. Like for example, for me, I don't really drink, but when someone pushes you to drink, like sometimes you can't say no, they just pushes you. With illegal drugs, I'm not quite sure about that, but I think when you're in a certain group and then that person is really influenced in drugs or something like that, something that can push you to, like something to do with alcohol and illegal drugs, it coexists sometimes.
Yep. Yep. This said that drinking alcohol and taking drugs is a second solution in forgetting your problems. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely not.
Why?
Because I think at the time when you have a problem and you tend to drink, the only thing drinking alcohol, you just get dizzy, you feel sleepy, but at the end of the day when you're sober already, you remember all your problems in a way. So I don't think alcohol or drugs will help you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, my third question is about bullying.
Yeah.
Yep. Have you been bullied before?
Actually, no.
No? Okay. Why do you think teenagers today making fun of other people? like they bullying their classmates or other people, even though they don't know that person? What do you think?
Sometimes I think it has something to do with fun, like they're just enjoying themselves, but they tend to go over, like they tend to go under the belt, like it's just too much, and then they forget that it's already bullying what they're doing. Like they intend to have fun of that person, which is for them to be happy.
Yeah.
For them to be happy because something to do with peer pressure again, because like when your friends start to push you like, oh, we have to play with this person and all that to have fun and all that, which is, even though they don't know the person, they tend to just play around. Yeah.
Yep. And my last question for you is about body image.
Yeah.
Yep. Why do you think teenagers are conscious about their body image?
It's something to do with the changing of the body. Like when you're in your teenage years, that's when the time you grow up. Your body, you tend to be slimmer, leaner, and all that. So teenagers tend to not to look good for the other people, but to look good for themselves. Like for example, when you're in your teenage years, like pimples are starting to show up. So you tend to put on some makeups, and then that's when you start to gain. That's the start when you're being influenced with your friends. Like you need to use makeup, eyeliners, and all of that. I think it's had something to do with all of that.
What can you suggest to young teenagers like you that are now facing teenage issues like peer pressure, alcohol addiction, drug addiction, and body image and bullying, and other kinds of teenage issues?
Go back in those times, having fun. But aside from that, when you're bombarded with peer pressure, alcoholism, and all that in your environment, you have to learn to say no sometimes, and you have to be strong, and you have to stand on your own opinion. You can be pressured, yes, but sometimes being pressured has a positive and negative side on it. You just have to be very strong and be brave in everything that you do.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you, Jeremy. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for staying. Ganda ng ngiti.